In every direction astronomers have ever pointed a telescope, they find galaxies, billions of them, packed in the clusters, threaded along cosmic filaments, stretching across the observable universe like a web made of light. The universe appears full, crowded even. Everywhere you look, there is something. A star being born, a galaxy colliding with its neighbor, a supernova tearing itself apart. The cosmos seems endlessly busy, endlessly populated, endlessly bright. But in 1981, an astronomer named Robert Kirshner pointed his telescope toward the constellation Bootes and found something that should not exist.
He found nothing, and not a small patch of nothing. He found the largest empty region ever discovered in the observable universe.
Kirshner was not looking for voids. He was conducting a galaxy redshift survey, a painstaking project to map the three-dimensional positions of galaxies across the sky. Every galaxy emits light, and as that light travels through expanding space, its wavelength stretches toward the red end of the spectrum. The farther away a galaxy is, the more its light is redshifted. By measuring the redshift of thousands of individual galaxies, Kirshner and his team could calculate each one's distance and plot them all on a three-dimensional map. It was tedious, meticulous work. But as the data accumulated and the map took shape, something deeply strange appeared. There was a gap. Not a small gap between clusters, not a thin strip where galaxies thinned out. There was a monstrous, roughly spherical hole in the map where galaxies simply were not. The void stretches approximately 330 million light-years across. That number is almost impossible to comprehend. Light, the fastest thing in the universe, traveling at 186,000 miles per second, would take 330 million years to cross from one side to the other. You could fit the entire Milky Way galaxy inside this void billions of times. You could fit the distance between us and the Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest major galactic neighbor, inside this void more than 100 times over. The Bootes void, as it came to be known, was not just empty. It was empty on a scale that made scientists question whether their instruments were broken. In a region of space that size, astronomers expected to find roughly 2,000 galaxies. That is what the cosmic average predicts. 2,000 galaxies worth of stars, planets, gas, dust, and dark matter. Instead, they found 60. 60 galaxies in a volume that should contain 2,000. And those 60 are not randomly scattered. They are arranged in a peculiar tube-shaped line running through the middle of the void, as if strung along an invisible thread. The rest of the void, the overwhelming majority of its volume, contains essentially nothing. No stars, no visible galaxies, no clusters, just darkness stretching for hundreds of millions of light-years in every direction. So how does something like this happen? How does the universe build a hole 330 million light-years wide? The answer starts at the very beginning. In the first fraction of a second after the Big Bang, all the matter and energy in the universe was packed into an unimaginably hot, dense state. It was almost perfectly uniform, but not quite. Quantum fluctuations, tiny random variations at the subatomic level, created microscopic differences in density. Some patches of the newborn universe were slightly more dense than their neighbors. Others were slightly less dense. These differences were unbelievably small, but gravity is patient, and gravity is relentless. Over millions of years, then billions of years, gravity pulled matter from the less dense regions into the more dense regions. The dense patches grew denser. They collapsed into the first stars, the first galaxies, the first clusters. Meanwhile, the underdense patches got emptier. Matter streamed out of them like water draining from a tub. As the universe expanded, those empty patches expanded with it, growing larger and larger. Eventually, they became the cosmic voids we see today. Scientists believe the Bootes void specifically formed when several smaller voids merged together, like soap bubbles combining into one giant bubble. That tube of galaxies running through its center may be the last remnant of the filaments that once separated those smaller voids before they merged. It is a fossil of the cosmic web that used to exist there. Astronomer Greg Aldering once described what it would be like to live inside this void, and his description is haunting. If the Milky Way had been located at the center of the Bootes void, humanity would not have discovered that other galaxies existed until the 1960s.
Think about that for a moment. Galileo first turned a telescope to the sky in 1609. For the next 350 years, we would have seen only our own stars. No Andromeda smudge on the horizon, no Magellanic Clouds.
Nothing but the Milky Way against an infinite black canvas. We discovered galaxies beyond our own in the 1920s. If we lived in the Bootes void, that discovery would have been delayed by 40 years. Every model of the universe we built, every theory of cosmology we developed, would have been fundamentally wrong because we would have had no idea the rest of the universe was out there. Some people confuse the Bootes void with dark nebulae, those dense molecular clouds like Barnard 68 that block visible light from passing through. Images of dark nebulae look like holes in space, black patches surrounded by stars. But the Bootes void is fundamentally different. A dark nebula is a physical object. It is a cloud of gas and dust so thick that light cannot penetrate it. The objects behind it are still there. You just cannot see them. The Bootes void is not blocking anything. The light from galaxies behind it passes through without any obstruction. The void is genuinely, structurally empty. There is almost nothing there to interact with light in the first place. It is not a curtain hiding the universe. It is a place where the universe simply chose not to build. What makes the Bootes void even more striking is what surrounds it. It is bordered by some of the most massive concentrations of matter in the observable universe. The Hercules supercluster sits along one edge. The Corona Borealis supercluster lies nearby. The Ursa Major, Shapley, and Bootes superclusters frame it from other directions. All of that matter, all of those hundreds of billions of stars packed into dense walls and filaments, makes the emptiness at the center feel almost aggressive. It is as if the universe piled everything it had along the edges and left the middle completely abandoned. Scientists are now using the Bootes void and other massive voids as laboratories for studying the most mysterious force in the universe, dark energy. Here is why voids matter for this research. In regions packed with matter, gravity dominates. It pulls things together, slows expansion, creates structure. But inside a void, there is almost no matter, and therefore almost no gravity. Dark energy, the force that accelerates the expansion of space, dominates completely. Voids expand faster than the rest of the universe because nothing inside them is fighting back against that expansion. By measuring exactly how fast voids grow and how their shapes change over cosmic time, researchers can calculate the strength of dark energy with remarkable precision. The emptiest places in the universe have become some of the most powerful tools in modern cosmology. The next generation of sky surveys is about to transform what we know about the Bootes void. The Euclid Space Telescope, launched by the European Space Agency, is mapping the positions of billions of galaxies in 3 dimensions. The Dark Energy Spectroscopic Instrument is measuring the redshifts of tens of millions of galaxies and quasars. The Vera Rubin Observatory will soon begin the most comprehensive survey of the southern sky ever attempted. These instruments will trace the boundaries of the Bootes void with the precision Kirshner could not have imagined in 1981. They may find faint dwarf galaxies hiding inside the void that earlier telescopes could not detect. They may reveal that the void is even larger or emptier than current estimates suggest. Every new observation changes the picture. 330 million light-years of almost nothing. A region where the universe forgot to build. The Bootes void is not a glitch in our data. It is not an error in our maps. It is a fundamental feature
of how the cosmos is constructed.
And here is the part that will keep you up at night. The Butte's void is not unique. It is just the largest one we have found so far. There are thousands of voids scattered across the observable universe. They make up roughly 80% of the total volume of everything that exists.
The galaxies, the stars, the planets, everything you have ever seen or will ever see, all of that is crammed into the remaining 20%. You are not living in the universe. You are living in the exception to it.